Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Critic Alex, and I have been hard at work, busy grinding up a lot of rare and super rare characters up to SSR and UR for various reasons. One is so that I can make content videos like this, showcasing one sort of undervalued, underused, B tier character that's not necessarily S tier, Gothers and stuff like that, but also because of the training cave. I'm really excited for when the training cave comes to global. It's already in JP and it looks so fun. If you don't know what the training cave is, ask some JP players or watch some JP videos. It's really amazing. If you play Marvel Future Fight, it's very similar to Shadowland. You will go through different bosses, the difficulty will change and the requirements will change, and you want to usually use type advantage. And of course, once you use a character, you cannot use that character again. So it really tests your roster. It really requires you to build wide and to build up even characters that you wouldn't expect to build up, not only for their stats and their damage and their CC, but also for their passives. So I've been building up a lot of passives, unlocking a lot of them. I love seeing the different icons here. It's just really funny to see how these characters, like Golgius looked like such a loser, and now he looks like a hyper Chad because we got him to UR. So yeah, today we're going to be focusing on my UR Red Slater. Everybody talks about Blue Slater, but Red Slater is actually very good. He's good for the training cave, and I think he's actually decent in this current meta. So really interesting character to take a look at today. The reason why Red Slater can be used in this current meta is because of overpower. Overpower is going to lock out. It's going to disable everything but attack skills. So that means King's Petrifies won't work. King's Purifies won't work. Helbram's Petrifies won't work. Green Merlin's Cubes won't work. Red Arthur's buffs won't work. Blue Elizhawk's buffs won't work. Think of how many meta abilities. Oh, Invasion Arrow? That's not an attack skill. Invasion Arrow also doesn't work. Think of how many meta abilities actually get shut down by this. Now, there are still ways to get around this. He's obviously not a god tier character because of this. Obviously, you also have to draw this card, and it only applies to one enemy. If this applied to the whole team at the same time, yeah, he'd probably be the best character in PvP. He'd be a better counter to Gother than Galland. But I have found a really good team to showcase him on. Now, we're going to go into ungeared PvP, because ungeared PvP is honestly a little bit easier. It's going to be a little bit less punishing for me to bring him in at level 60. I don't have him fully maxed out to 70, sorry. But to compensate for that, I do have quite a few cosmetics. I'm going to move my camera for just a second here. The cosmetics I have are not only from his own UR upgrades, but also from the Blue Slater UR upgrades, and also from the Blue Slater Loyalty of Blood and Iron set that I purchased way back when it was on sale at the beginning of Global's launch. This is just a beautiful set. It makes him look absolutely badass. So I do have that, in addition to a weapon that I picked up from the, was it from the pop-up shop or the fight shop? Yeah, I got this weapon as well. So he's got a few weapons, he's got a few outfits. I also got his cosmetic from getting his affinity maxed out, so he's got a little bit more HP. So I think he's actually reasonably ready for PvP at this point. Now, we do not have the affinity for the other Slater, but if I did get his affinity, and I will soon, I just got to grind up more bay leaves. Bay leaves? Is it bay leaves? Yes, bay leaves. So once I grind up enough, I'll be able to unlock this one, giving him another 1000 HP and giving him some really nice bonus stats. I actually probably should have gone for this one first. But anywho, let's take Red Slater into some PvP. Really quickly though, for those of you that are wondering, and I'm getting this question a lot, how am I leveling up characters so quickly? Now, of course, getting characters to SSR and UR is through pendants. So I'm doing all of the pendant events. I'm also in a top 1% knighthood, so I'm getting an extra pendant per week. I'm also sometimes buying a pendant from the knighthood shop, so I'm getting lots of SSR and SR pendants that way. I'm also watching all of the ads to potentially get more of those keys when you get the rank 2, which is actually honestly better than the 1 diamond for rank 1, and then using those keys to farm even more SR and SSR pendants. And so I'm using those pendants, and then how I'm leveling the characters up, because if you look here, I'm actually still hoarding. I'm a huge hoarder. That's the wrong button. I'm actually hoarding a lot of XP pots. I want to be able to max out like an Escanor or like another marquee character that comes out. If they, not saying Escanor's coming out, but I'm just saying, if a marquee character comes out and I can pull them from banner or coin shop or whatever, I want to be able to max them out immediately. So what I'm doing to max out these characters that I don't really care about as much is I'm bringing them in as a sub when I'm in the Solgris dungeons. So this is something you should get into the habit of doing once your 3-man farm team can complete these fights without help. So when I go into the gold dungeon and I go up to the top one, to the most difficult one, I always bring in a sub that needs XP. So in this case, I was bringing Golgis before I was getting Red Slater up. And so he actually gets like 2,000 XP just from being on the team. That's a lot. That's a lot of XP. Same thing goes when you do the event one and you go over here. You always do the gold one, by the way. Same thing. Always run him. Basically, the only time I don't run a sub for XP is if I'm farming for food, in which case you just want to bring one character and you want to do the easiest stage for food because it's faster. And I also don't bring this sub when I'm farming the boss battles, especially Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 against Hendrickson, because that one is still difficult for me. I can still die from bad RNG, so that's when I will bring a full team, and I'll usually swap like Green Merlin or something like that so that the sub actually does something. So this is the team I'm going to be fielding in for normal PvP. We are still running Galland and Arthur as a combo because I actually think this works and synergizes really well with Red Slater. For the sub, I'll give you guys a couple of different ideas. Green Merlin is decent sub for doing the ult, but I don't think ult rushing is actually what you want on this team because you can sort of grind out other teams and just beat them through a lot of annoying buffs and debuffs. So I actually think trying to buff your team's defenses with someone like a Green Gil Thunder is actually a really good idea because the longer these characters stay alive, the more of a headache they're going to pose. He has a maxed out ult as well because he's an SR character. It's way easier to get his coins, so he will hit hard once he builds up his ult. If you don't have Green Gil Thunder, Red Hauser is another decent option because it's going to give both Arthur and Red Slater 8% base stats. So that's a really good thing to make them tankier and to make them beefier boys. You can go for anything else like that. For example, Red Hostess Elizabeth is also good because you get a heal if they take damage. So again, making them beefier boys. And you can go for other options as well if you think that those are going to work out. You could go do something like Pierce Raid with Weinhardt. But I honestly think that the best one or the most consistent one is probably going to be either Gil Thunder or Hauser. So we're going to go with Gil Thunder here. It's only an 85cc team, so it's not the best in the world, but that's okay. Just to help us out, we are going to eat some HP food. This is going to buff our CC closer to 90k, which I think is a lot more competitive in Champion 4. And again, it's going to make us harder to kill. It's going to give our boys a little bit more beef. So here we go. Now, I know Galland is a banner character, so he's pretty rare, but Galland actually synergizes super well with Red Slater because look at this. Galland's game is going to target one of these three characters. Pretend this was a Kingbrum team, right? So you've got Helbrum here and you've got Blue King. Blue King can no longer petrify until Galland is dead. So now Red Slater can actually disable the other character and render this team pretty useless. So I actually don't know if evasion food will dodge debuffs, but let's try this here. Okay, we have to hurry up because I talk too much. But here, you're gonna stop the invasion arrow, and you're not gonna have to worry about petrify. So what can this team really do now? Well, they can still debuff. So he's gonna have to waste a turn purifying Gother, or he's gonna have to waste a card purifying Gother if he wants to get that invasion arrow off. Otherwise, he would only be able to buff with Arthur or attack with Arthur or attack with King and not petrify. So you can see the value in the team already. You're creating headaches for your opponent, and you're just making it harder for them to pull off their strategy. So here we can shut down Arthur if we want. We lost some... Did we lose some ult gauge? I don't even know. Okay, but we still have buffs here. But you know what? Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. We're going to save that buff for the next turn. I've never actually played with Red Slater. Everything I'm telling you that I think about his character is from theory, not actually from practice. I've fought against 2 or 3 Red Slater teams, and one of them actually caught me by surprise, and I lost. He shut down my team, and he gave, like, all these negative, attributes stacked up and just made everything a headache. The other thing is, on top of all of the other debuffs from overpower, it reduces their damage. It reduces their attack by 20%. That's a big deal. Now, if we have the type disadvantage here, so that's actually pretty bad. We're not going to be able to kill him because we don't have any green units. We don't have any, strong alts up. But we can at least sort of tank up. And I think, let's see who has the most HP. 40,000? That's not a lot. What does his Arthur have? 47. We might be able to kill both. Let's give it a try. Obviously, if my Slater was level 70, we might have already killed Gother because he did attack twice, but only did about 5k each time. I'm used to... I've been playing a lot of geared PvP, so I'm used to higher damage numbers. Gearless PvP... Ooh. Gearless PvP is a lot slower. You go through a lot more turns. And so I probably should have double tapped that Gother, but let's see what happens here. If he doesn't kill Slater, we're in a pretty nice position to wipe out his 2 red units. Okay, so he gets the invasion arrow. That's interesting. What is he gonna do with Arthur invasion arrow if Arthur's dead though? Right? Let's see what happens. Okay, so he doesn't have an upgraded king alt. So those are rare. Those are rare. Okay, so he buffed Arthur, but now he's got nothing to do. It's a pretty strange play from him. The other nice thing about Slater and Arthur together, is that it's probably not going to kill him, eh? The other nice thing about Slater and Arthur together is that Arthur gives all human allies, I believe it's human allies, 15% HP related stats, which includes lifesteal. And Red Slater's wheel attack that he does has 20% lifesteal. So there's actually a lot of overlapping synergies between this team. You know, between his overpower and his Gallon's game, you can shut down a king and a Hellbrum at the very beginning of the match, and you can basically, you know, deny petrifies and or deny purifies. So, you know, if you, for example, if Gallon hits Hellbrum's useless, and then you can use Slater. Nice, he tanked it. And then you can use Slater to completely shut down King, because he won't be able to petrify or purify, right? But, and that's actually, you know what? That's what I want to do now. I want to show you guys that if I hit him with this overpower, all of his cards that he has for King are just gonzo. But we are in a pretty crappy position right now, I have to say. You know what? Let's stack everything on you. Okay, one card. Okay, it's a little bit of a guessing game from time to time with what cards, you know, the enemy has, but you can see all these debuffs, and now he can't purify. So now that king is basically, you know, crippled. Now I'm on death's door here, so it's not like I'm gonna win. It's not like I'm on the verge of winning, but maybe. Okay. I should have been more aggressively combining cards for alts. I think that's something that I made a mistake on. I didn't actually go for enough alts. Now, if we combine his skills, they're not going to turn into anything. No. Okay, so he's not going to attack. So he's basically dead. Arthur's going to die too, if we don't do something about that. Let's build up Gallon's alt and try to scare him. Buffing myself because Gallant already has buffs, so refreshing the buff is not really going to do much. I'm getting really bad cards as well, I have to say. Maybe that's just one weakness or one sort of downside to this team, is that the card quality is not as good. You don't get as much utility. One thing this team is going to struggle against is if you don't, like, for example, if the Gallon's game hits the wrong target and you don't have any Purify on this team, so you can't deal with enemies who run multiple characters capable of debuffing you. Let's try to kill Gother. She's probably going to target Gallon, let's be honest. So let's just leave. Yeah, whatever. We're going to kill Gother here. So it's still a 2-on-3 in our favor. And the nice thing is that we are close to, not bad. We are close to, we have his ult up, and we're close to Arthur's ult. He's a king, so I call him king. Anyways, let's see what this guy chooses to do. Okay, is he going to try to hit Slater and kill Slater to stop the ult? No. Okay. So he tries to, he's definitely guaranteeing the kill on Gallant. But now, Gil Thunder comes in. We're going to lose 3 cards. And if I get a Gil Thunder buff, I can probably kill King. Sure, that's a Gil Thunder buff. Uh-huh. I think we have enough damage to kill King anyways. But you know what? We're going to be greedy here. We're going to be greedy here. And we're going to try to go for the 2-for-1. Oh, I want to see how much damage his ult does. So this team's not bad, right? It's a headache to play against, and there's actually a lot of intricate strategy that you can make work between the characters. Let's see what we got here. 52, not bad. Not bad for a level 60 Red Slater, who is 5-star awakened. He's not 6-star awakened. Okay, Slater. Okay, I see you, Slater. I see you. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Okay. All right, let's try one more here. Now, if you don't have Gallant, you can actually still make this team work. I think Arthur is actually the more key. Ooh, we got a green here. I think Arthur is actually more key than Gallant because of the synergy between humans. You could actually replace Gallant with Blue King. He's not as consistent, but if you bring the Petrify and the Purification, you give yourself more options. Red Hellbrum's also not bad. There's less and less green units now that Arthur's, rise to power and Red Gother's rise to power has, started to happen. I see a lot less Jericho and a lot less green adventure bond on teams, so it's interesting to see this here. But we got an alt rush here. There's nothing we can do to stop the alt rush. The only thing we can do is we can reduce her attack-related stats by 20%. It's not much, but it's honest work. So we're gonna do that. You know what? We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do something else here. You know, we can also disable his snatch, but he can't snatch anyways. So we're going to do this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this. Okay, I gotta stop talking and actually play. Ah man, one card again, eh? Such is my life. 7k is really low. Okay, so we can pretty much kiss Gallon goodbye. We didn't go first, which is rough. And he's got a double green team, which is a nice counter to this team. Now, rushing their alts might give us something. We're going to get the Arthur combine here if she kills Gallon. So we're going to get another pip. So Arthur's going to be at 3. Yeah, there's no way. Stopping Jericho's alt is extremely difficult. And also mitigating the damage. That doesn't... Oh, it does work now because Gallon's dead. That was dumb. Okay, but the damage is going to be weak because he's type negative. But now we are in a little bit of trouble. Okay, he still can't do anything, I believe. We did get a buff card. We're going to get a level 2. Okay, yeah, you can see all the cards that are kind of there. We need to rush these alts ASAP, though. Buff you, and then... Oh, you know what? We actually want to do this. We're going to get the combine there. And then there, and then there. So now we get a really nice buff here. Arthur's going to do, hopefully, a ton of damage. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now we got his alt. We're threatening alt. I don't believe he cannot petrify. He cannot cleanse. So you can see there, we're locking out 3 cards. Not bad, right? Disrupting his strategy, forcing him into a one route sort of, don't you dare kill him. Okay, nice. Nice. We needed that. We need that level 2 overpower here. So now we are going to... Oh, you know what? Can we... Ooh. I think I can kill him without. He's still got the extort buff. How much is the extort buff worth? 20? But we've got a 30. So we're actually even. Oh, okay, that's what I wanted to do. Nice. Thanks, AI. That's what I wanted to do to get the Gil Thunder combine. Okay, okay. Nice. Okay, we can make this work. We just dodged his ult. Now we shut him down again. Look at this. He's got 1 card, folks. He's got 1 card. So whoever his sub comes in, he's only gonna get... Okay, well, whatever, game. Whatever. Can you kill green? Don't. Please, no. Red. Can you kill green? I don't have any green. Well, Gil Thunder's a green. Don't kill Slater. Please don't do this. Don't kill Slater. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this to me. You're a bad person. I don't like you. You're a bad person. You're a very bad person. Okay, so we're probably... Yeah, we're definitely dead. Okay. Cool. Cool. So we lost. Nice. But we're going to go down swinging. That was close. That was close. You know what? That was close. Honestly, if we had gone first... Right? We could have... So the other thing is, because I believe... Is Jericho's bleed skill considered a debuff? I believe you can also stop Jericho from bleeding. So I think you can stop the flash damage. The flash strike damage. Let me... No, you're so whack. You just got all the cards, don't you? And you got a level 2 there sitting there. Let's see. Okay, this is not going my way, obviously. That's okay. But yeah, so it's a bleed skill. So we could have stopped, if we had gotten first, we could have actually stopped her from bleeding. We could have actually saved Gallon. You know, in my non-expert opinion. But yeah, this is over. So let's just, you know, we don't want to forfeit. We don't want to forfeit. Okay, we want to be gentlemen. This guy earned his victory, Kai and Kamikaze. He earned his victory, or they earned their victory. We'll let them have it, and we'll taste the bitter salts of defeat and come back stronger next time. So yeah, level 70 Red Slater, probably not the best investment unless you've already level 70'd level 70'd a lot of other characters. But you know what? Red Slater is not that bad for Red Demon either. Red Slater is not that bad for Red Demon. So he actually has quite a few utilities in PvE and PvP. Not a bad character at all. Man, these cards suck. It's all just buff skills. This is the negative synergy here. Having Gil Thunder and Arthur on the same team, this is negative synergy. Well, oh man, could you imagine? Yo, if we, yo.com, if we had killed her, do you think we could have won? Because look, Arthur gets his ult next turn. He kabooms Merlin. Could we? Could we have won? Or would he have trolled me with the petrify? Would he have just petrified me to death? She's going to try to kill Arthur. Okay. Damn, 74 off color with buffs. Savage. That's a lot of damage. Oh, does not get the kill. How does that make you feel? Ooh. We're not going to get the kill here either, though. Two characters. We do get the kill. I was going to say two characters coming up short. Man, if we just had full health instead of dying, if we were at full health instead of being dead, now Merlin's going to murder her captain. Well, her second captain. Meliodas is her first captain. Endless Whirl. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me know what you guys think of Red Slater. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to overhype the character. I'm not saying he's god tier for PvP, but it's interesting. It's interesting to see how he can actually disrupt a lot of the current best comps. You know, Red Gother, Red Helbram, Blue King. He really gives your enemy a lot of headache. He's super, super unexpected. You do not expect to see this guy pull up to you in PvP. And he can do some decent damage, and it's easy to rank him up because he's an SR character. Let me know what you think of Captain Slater, Roars of Dawn, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.